What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
A scheme beep, a doo beep, a ding dang, a bing bang, a squeegee.
Did I hear something about a stain?
I don't. Normally the problem is strong start, bad finish. I had a weak start, better finish.
I thought it was a pretty strong finich.
Look, when you can finish with a
Squeegee.
device to get water
That's right.
off of a window, which are also have we talked about that on this show? That
I don't know.
Well, just talk about squeegees. I have a strange fascination with them. Like when you do your windshield, it just feels a little bit like magic.
Yeah.
When you get the water perfectly off, and all of a sudden it's just squeaky clean. No one else has that feeling about squeegees. That it's just satisfying. It's magic.
I can't squeegee like the pros.
Can't squeege?
No, I can't squeege. I've been a bad squeeger my whole life.
Ooh. Jason sits silent.
Are you? Can you?
He must be a
can you
pro.
squeegee?
When I use a squeegee for wiping off
Squeeze
a window,
the juice.
I think I can do it just fine, but I've never really cared.
Wait, what other things
But
have
you can leave-
squeeged?
You have to wipe it every time. I think that's the key, right? When you squeeze,
Yeah.
you wipe, and you
Yes.
squeeze, then you wipe.
It's got to
then
be
you
a dry squeege.
But see, I'm a little impatient, so I want to do a wet squeege.
So you can do the flick. That's what I do at the gas station.
Oh, you do the flick?
Yeah. You run it across and then go. Whoosh.
Now, if
Yeah.
you like squeegees that much, do you do more than the front window? Do you do the side windows and the back window?
Oh my man,
You go full squeege?
I've done every single window on
He
my
cleans
car.
the entire car.
I've
He's
done
doing
a
the
door.
doors.
I've
No,
done a
you
trunk. No, I
Wow.
don't. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't.
I haven't squeegeed in a while.
Oh, you got dirty windows then.
I know. Your car isn't looking very good either. It looked pretty dirty.
Because we live in a desert.
So you just give up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for my windows, every once in a while, give them a good squeege.
It's probably been a decade since I've squeegeed my windows.
What?
Yeah.
That is the best part of the gas station.
Wait, you squeege every time?
Oh, are you kidding me?
You do in every...
Every single.
Well, hold on
yes.
a second. You don't even go to gas stations.
Well, not anymore. But
Do you go just to squeege?
I have been to a gas station just to squeege the electric car.
No,
Yes,
you
I
have not.
You're darn right, I have.
you can buy your own squeegee for home.
but not when I'm out and about.
Oh my goodness. This man has a squeegee obsession.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell you.
Which means you love my scat.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the ending.
Who would have thought? I never know what we're going to discover here on the Spitballers Podcast. Andy, Mike, and Jason, welcome into the show. If you're brand new, there are 124 other episodes with the level of entertainment that first start to the show brought you. At Spitballers Pod on Twitter, at Andy Holloway, at Jason FFL, at FF Hitman. And let's kick this thing off.
Would you rather?
Oh, I can't believe we discovered your squeegee obsession. I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Oh, it's going to be such a big squeegee.
Oh, man. It's like a special treat for Mike. You buy an electric car, you still go buy this gas station to
We got
squeegee.
you an adventure package where you get to squeegee the entire side of a skyscraper.
That's his retirement package.
Man. If I had the courage.
Yeah. You do the bottom floor.
Yeah.
All right, Chris from the website. Would you rather have your ears actually ring whenever somebody is talking about you, or have a cat actually get your tongue whenever you can't think of what to say?
Now, hold on a minute here. Chris from the website.
That'd be
That-
spitballerspod.com.
Yeah, that's not the phrase. It's my ears are burning. Is it when you feel like someone's talking about you? So yeah, my ears are burning. You've heard it as my ears are ringing.
No, I've heard burning.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jason was looking at me funny, like I was trying to make something up.
I don't remember either, but I do enjoy.
I got to chime in because Chris actually wrote "ears are burning," and I thought that was wrong.
I could have sworn I saw burning before.
I changed that. I thought it was "ears are ringing."
Okay, so let's go back to the root of the cliche.
I apologize to Chris from the website.
No, Owl needs to apologize. This isn't your doing, Mike.
I do apologize, but I swear I've heard my ears are ringing. Somebody must be talking about me.
No, your ears are ringing because you heard a really loud noise.
Yeah.
Or you went to a concert.
And now the whole question makes sense now because the first part of it was not a cliche, so I was confused.
I do very much enjoy the picture of a cat actually getting your tongue.
That sounds very painful. But
whenever you can't think of what to say, how often are you in that situation where a cat's got your tongue?
Let me say this. We speak for a living. We're generally very good at it. We might not have the right words grammatically speaking, but because we do it so often, the Fantasy Footballers podcast, we're recording that 6-7 times a week. There are moments when I blank on a player name, or I blank on the stat that I can't remember, or the source of some article that I can't remember. Having a cat attack my face in that moment would be
your tongue, not just your face.
I mean, that would be unhelpful.
Now, I assume to make this an actual difficult question, your ears burning, they have to be burn.
No, they're it's not comfortable.
I think it has to be painful because if a cat were to put a claw into your tongue, it would be painful. It wouldn't just be like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
I'm taking the cat got your tongue. And let me tell you why. Because the ears burning is two types of pain. It is the pain of my ears burning. It is also going to happen all the time when I'm not in the room with the people talking about me. So if people are talking about me anywhere on earth, and, we have a very public profile, people are probably talking a lot of crap about us. And whatever,
about you.
And every time they burn, there'll be the psychological effect of knowing that somebody's talking about me. Is it good? Is it bad? It's probably bad. It's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think you have to go cat here. It's tough when you are a celebrity to be able to take the ears because people are going to be talking about us.
Podcast celebrity.
You're darn right. I don't care what letter you throw in front of my name. You can call me an F-list celebrity, but I'm a celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, these are both terrible choices. In the cat situation, I've got the allergies compounding. I mean, if he's got my tongue, I'm probably sneezing.
Is he going to get all swole?
Probably.
Get
How long do they got your tongue for?
Until you figure out what to say.
Is it a bite? Is it a paw?
I'm going claw.
Yeah, I think 2 claw hanging on.
Where did this start? The cat's got your tongue?
Look, that's a great question. I'm always fascinated where these things came from.
Now, Jeremy, he actually thought it was cat has some bubble gum. That's what he.
Oh, your cat's got your gum? Can't think of what to say? Oh, man.
You got stinky breath.
Could you say caricature for So these are both bad. Which one is your final vote, Mike?
I mean, I guess if you are throwing in anybody anywhere talking about you, your ears burn. Usually, I think isn't that like left for it's around you.
Probably
you just have that sense,
like inner office.
Yeah,
your ears are burning. Now I'm figuring this cat thing out in my head. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking cats. That's what we're here for.
Look, I'm thinking cats find things and then they hide them. So maybe that's what it means, right? Like a cat.
No, I've
got your tongue.
I've got the origin. It's bad news.
Oh, this is not good.
This is not good.
Is it safe for consumption?
Yeah, it's safe for consumption. It's just not safe for
this. No.
The English Navy used to use a whip called a cat o' nine tails, and that was like they would they'd whip someone, and then those people, it would hurt so much that they couldn't talk, and so the cat's got your tongue. That's where it comes from. That's brutal.
Wait, now do we get whipped? Because I'll change my answer if I'm getting whipped.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, it's a kitty cat.
All right, we need to move forward. Josiah from Patreon, would you rather have all new TV shows come out?
This is a great question.
In their entirety, so that's from the pilot to the series finale, or have a single new episode each week? So this is really taking it to a next level because if a new show comes out from pilot to series finale, you're not just talking one season, you're talking 6 seasons, 7 seasons, whatever the case may be. This is a simple, do you want to binge watch?
Yes.
Or do you want the anticipation?
It's a great question because I know that Jason and I are on the complete opposite sides of the spectrum.
I don't think we are. And here's the thing. How do I prefer watching shows?
You binge.
Always.
Binge. I am always binging shows.
You have binge watched seasons of a show that's not even done in production.
That is.
You've somehow figured out to watch the entire thing.
That's right, and usually multiple times. I am now going through Breaking Bad for the second time.
What are you? Why are you watching Breaking Bad?
Because
again?
I've watched all other shows.
Go do some chores, man.
The shows that exist
Go read a book.
have been completed.
Nah.
Build a birdhouse.
No,
Learn to play
I mean,
guitar.
Breaking Bad again.
Yeah.
What?
But here's the thing. So I definitely prefer binge watching. But I also know what's going to happen if every time a show comes out, its entirety is there for me to watch. I'm going to lose 3 days of life, and then 3 days later, I will have no more show to watch. I mean, if the 9 seasons of Game of Thrones that gave us, a decade of, a show to watch, if that was over in a couple of weeks, it doesn't have the same luster. I think you have to go weekly release.
Yeah, weekly release is the right answer for multiple reasons. It is very fun to binge watch shows sometimes, but I like anticipation.
Yes.
I like wondering what's going to happen and not instantly finding it out. I like talking to friends and family.
And being synced up with them.
And being synced up, because what happens is these shows dump in like 12 episodes, and we all know Jason's 6 deep by the first night, and Mike and I have probably watched 1. And we get in there, and then he'll be like, have you gotten to this part yet where this thing's happening?
Yeah, you are a walking potential spoiler.
I do
at all moments.
I know you
best.
do. You do better than others.
I do my best to not spoil, but I want it.
But he has seen it.
I can spoil it all.
But the problem is you just are sitting with it. Yeah, and it's just you. I mean, I'm with Andy. Give me the delayed gratification of the weekly release. I think it's good. You build anticipation. I think it's healthy for you, man.
Can I make a bigger, broader case here for beyond this?
Sure.
There are
talking to the kids right now.
There are lots of things out there now that are instantaneous, and we all like somehow quantify instantaneous is better, right? But I was thinking about
I don't want a buffer.
Yeah, you don't want a buffer. But I was thinking about this with whether it was the olden days of Blockbuster, right? Where we've talked about this, Mike.
Yep.
If you wanted to watch a movie, you'd have to drive someplace, then you'd walk a store till you saw something that looked good, then you would connect with it, then you'd have to take it home.
Oh, then you skipped a step. You'd have to see if it was in stock.
That's true.
You're like, oh, I want to watch. Oh, they don't have any.
And then you'd take it home and watch it, and there's anticipation. Game releases nowadays. Everybody downloads games on their PS5 and their Xbox Square, whatever it is. And
Series X, old man.
And you can tell which one I pre-ordered. And you used to have these midnight releases. You'd go to get a physical copy of the game, and you'd wait, and you'd be with people. Now you're alone with instantaneous things instead of with people waiting for things.
Well, number one, I will say we sound like the oldest curmudgeon-y people right now, but
back in my day,
you've reminded me of it, because the PS5 and the Xbox, the new Xbox, the way you get it is you sit on your computer, you know when someone's going to batch release something, and you're just Command R, just nonstop refreshing that page, hoping you can sneak one in the cart.
You guys just did this,
fighting
right?
the bots. We did. One of us came away victorious. One of them,
Jason,
one of
how'd
us
you
did
do?
not.
I'm 1 out of 2 on the new consoles, but I've been striking out pretty hard on that PS5.
The reason I bring that up is to echo what you were talking about. Is one of the greatest moments, my memories of growing up, when I think we were 16 or 17. We camped out night.
Oh, you did
at
one of those.
Walmart for the PlayStation 2.
Wow.
And me and my friends from high school, we still talk about this, about how just the camaraderie of the group effort. We all sat, and it was cold.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was basically
core memory.
So basically what happened, core memory. What happened is someone notices, oh, I drove by Walmart, guys, and people are already lining out there, and we don't even think about it. It's just, okay, let's go. You get there and realize, well, we don't have chairs, we don't have blankets, we have nothing prepared for this, and now we can't lose our place in line. And then, because it was Walmart, and this is, ladies and gentlemen, there was a time when Walmart was not open for 24 hours in a day. They open at 6 a.m. we get our PlayStation 2s, our brand new shiny system. What do you think we did? There's stores that aren't open at 6 in the morning, so we drove by the Best Buy where clowns are standing in line, and they're going to wait until 9 a.m. Holding our
you
PlayStation
held them up?
2s, honking the horn.
Gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Just
Being teenagers.
trolling the crap out of this giant line. Oh, man. So awesome.
The good old days.
Yes, the good old days.
So I will go week to week, and there's enough. If I have to wait, I bet you can find something else to watch while you wait.
Yeah.
I don't know, Breaking Bad.
I bet you've already found it.
Put out more shows quickly. I'm
There's
talking to
nobody
Hollywood.
who's ever said that except you.
Please. I need them.
I know.
Oh,
I
my gosh.
am drowning in shows. I can't make it through them.
No. All right. Let's go, Robert, from the website. Would you rather have moose antlers or porcupine quills?
Oh, okay.
All right, here are the rules, though. The antlers,
Thank you, Robert.
they're proportional to your head size, and they shed and grow annually.
So I have gigantic antlers.
In your case, yes, gigantic
Due to the
head.
giant head. Yeah.
They can be used for ramming things without damaging your skull. These are antlers, is what it sounds like.
Wait a minute.
They
Antlers. Are antlers shed?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're just finding this out?
That's impossible.
You thought that they just
Yes,
I don't know if they completely fall off, but I know like you can tell that a moose is older because the antlers are larger and more ornate.
But how do they get larger if they're shedding off?
I don't know. That's Andy.
maybe some of them
Talk to us about shedding antlers.
do antlers shed is a great question. They shed annually. Horns stay attached and keep growing.
Okay, so the horns
No,
are
not
there.
the horn. An animal doesn't have horns and antlers. If somebody has horns, they stay. If they have antlers, they shed them in the winter.
Okay, what does shedding this mean? Is it a
Yeah, is
fine
it
layer of
completely
the
gone?
outside? Or
No, I think
they
they-
like lose their antlers and regrow them every
They
year?
lose them and regrow them.
No way.
They
no
do.
way.
I'm
yeah.
so confused now.
They
I've
really
seen
do.
how big moose antlers are.
They can grow as much as a quarter inch a day.
What? What?
What
That's
are those things
impossible.
made out of?
They produce their largest antlers between ages 4 and 7.
So,
they
does
produce
that mean if
new
you?
antlers every year.
But let me just paint a picture
Oh,
for
like
you,
so
okay?
they chip it, they get super pissed because
Look-
like, oh, that's my brand new antler.
Let me paint this picture for you. It just happens to be, let's say, December, and that's when they shed them.
Yeah.
You ever seen a moose without antlers?
It was a bald-headed moose.
How
look
come there's no pictures of that?
That's why they're so mad.
They are. They're horses.
Wait, so horses are moose. It's just out of season and in season.
Right. You grow into being a moose after your horse season. Look, they really do shed them, and it's tied to testosterone. That's why the females have small ones.
Wait, I'm looking at pictures of antlerless moose, and they're just huge donkeys. They're literally
Yeah.
a massive sized donkey. It's like you took a donkey and a camel, you put it together, and that's an antlerless moose.
Yeah, I mean
I am blown away.
Yeah, so you could have those, or you could have porcupine quills that lay flat on your body. You can activate them into their standing position for defensive purposes. So this is not much different, Mike, than when we had the pufferfish defensive. We talked about being a pufferfish
Look,
before.
I'm still not past this whole moose thing without antlers.
Horns stay put, antlers they get shed and regrown.
Well, is that universal? So like a buck? Like a buck and his big giant antlers?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
They
so.
shed it?
yeah.
So do you just find these things out in the woods? Like, oh, here's an antler. There must be some antlerless.
Look, this is a deep dive for
Yeah,
you
this
here.
is fascinating
You
stuff.
need a different podcast
I'm
to get
with
deep.
Jason, though. We get listeners. We need to hear about these antlers.
Yeah, I mean,
I can tell you all about snakes and how they shed their skin.
it's the same thing.
Wow, I am just so blown away right
The snakes are actually
Okay,
moose when they shed their antlers in their legs.
now. Okay, so
When they're between the ages of 3 and 5.
Yeah, they always shed
they
their
have no
legs. You didn't know that?
oh man, moose are incredible creatures.
Plural creatures.
So, Basically,
okay, what do our quills do? They lay flat. You can activate them.
Yeah.
You don't want a hug, Mike?
Oh.
Boom.
Well, that's more. I mean, he's gonna kill somebody that way.
Well, either way, I have giant antlers.
All I know is your aunt comes in for a hug and then okay, never mind. I mean, you know what I mean?
Sorry, I've got these quills.
I think I've got to take the antlers because
you look sillier.
I want to watch them grow. That's the main reason for me taking these antlers.
Jason lost his antlers again. It's winter.
This is like like Hellboy and his
the horn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm so thrown off.
You can't comprehend it.
I can't comprehend. I still feel like
thought
I'm being
these were
lied to.
lifetime antlers.
Yes, like the reason that an older buck has this giant antlers because it's spent its whole life growing it. Like that just means when he's older, it grows faster.
I guess so.
That's my brain.
So they have a year where you're like, those are the best antlers you've ever had.
Actually, if it's tied to testosterone, I'm assuming. That
oh man, a low T moose.
A low T moose has got little bitty antlers.
Oh, that's embarrassing for that moose.
What a
like
loser.
that means that moose is on the way out.
Is that like balding?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
You sure you want those antlers?
No, those antlers are not going to grow well on me. I need more tea.
Jason picks this one. Mike and I walk in with these big old antlers. Jason walks in and he's got little teeny stubs. Guys,
the problem is the quills are just going to make me look fatter. I've got no win here.
Oh, I bet you Al Borland dyes his antlers.
Just jet black.
Jet black antlers.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Low T moose. Dude. I mean, I guess I have to take the antlers because I know they're gonna be robust.
I just don't know if I would really use the quills a lot. I haven't been in a lot of situations where I needed the self-defense, and I couldn't use them like in a nice way. I'm going to impale you. I'm going to take the antlers.
I hope your guys' tea is so high you can't get through doors.
That's a great question.
All right, Michael from Patreon, how do you handle when a vendor asks you to fill out a tip amount for a service that does not typically require tipping?
This is a tremendous question for this forum.
I mean, we have a minor inconveniences draft. This was not on my list, but it should be.
Can I be – let me get some clarity here. The vendor asks you to fill out a tip amount. Is that on like a screen? Is that on a receipt?
It's on both.
So I've always thought that if I'm at a place that doesn't require tipping and it has a tip spot on a receipt, I got no problem writing a line in it and not tipping. I'm guessing that their software just prints these receipts with the tip spot in them. That's how I feel. Whether or not they can choose that. I mean, why not put – every place could put a tip spot.
Well, they kind of do now.
That's what I mean. So I don't have any problem writing, oh, you just you're standing at the counter and you handed me my food? Okay, crossing it out, not tipping.
The problem for me is I don't know the wages. Like I don't know whose check is relying on my tip. You know, because a waiter, a waitress, they get paid crap because
their bucks an hour and
their
then they get
hourly
tips.
Doesn't make sense because their money is made off of tips. But then I go to Jamba Juice and the screen, they're like, oh, can you please fill the screen will ask you a couple questions. That's how they get you. That's how they're like, look, it's just going to ask you a couple questions.
Yeah, that's what they say. Do you want to save children with this charity, and do you want to tip me?
And they never say, if they hand you the receipt, they never say sign this.
No,
they
can
say
you fill this out? Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, we're
100.
onto your tricks.
Yeah, we see right through
Yeah,
you
but do you tip?
every time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can't not tip. When I see that, when they hand me that receipt, I go, oh, no. Because I can't, it's my non-confrontational.
You know what place gets me? Sonic. Because Sonic.
They're
the Sonic.
out.
The Sonic drive-thru.
Wait, what?
No.
Because the Sonic drive-thru, it's a drive-thru, but it's not in a window. So they do technically have to bring your food from the inner small room just out the door to your car.
But
that's true.
What if they're bringing it with roller skates?
Well, I mean, look, I tip them no matter what. So because I feel like that's the cheat code. It should be drive-through versus pulling in and having them roller skate it out to you. But I always end up tipping a little bit. And is there an insulting tip? I mean, if you're at a place like a Jamba Juice, if you put like some change in there, is that insulting?
I don't know.
My big issue is the change that's happened. We do so much more pickup.
That's where I was going to go.
You know,
Perfect.
It's I call it in, and I go to a nice restaurant even. So this is a good place with chefs. You know, I'm going to a steakhouse, but I'm picking up a to-go order.
Right.
So I've called in and I've placed the order to someone over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm driving to get my food. I go to the counter. It's ready. Someone grabs a bag and hands it to me, but then I fill out.
Hey, can you fill this out?
Can I fill this out?
You shouldn't have to tip on that.
But those are people who are they're not. They need the tips to make the wage.
I don't know. But
I don't know either.
Here's the biggest problem. Maybe I'm buying a whole meal for my family, and you usually tip 20%. This is not a small bill here. Let's say we're having a big event, and this is $100 order I'm picking up. What do I do?
I don't know.
I mean, do I tip
I don't think anyone
$5
knows.
or am I a giant jerk?
Man,
for
in this
tipping
time,
$5?
because you can't go into the restaurant as much, they don't have the waiters and waitresses there, right? So they're not working.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some
what
of them
to do.
are.
Look, this person at the counter just handed me a bag. Do I have to tip for them and handing me a bag?
The takeout is by far the hardest thing to figure out.
They're bleeding me dry, fellas.
What about the Instacarts and those things? Do you go high tip on those?
I think you're supposed to tip on those.
Yeah,
well, you do tip, but do you go like a waiter tip?
I think you have to go a waiter tip on there. I've never used Instacart, but I mean like DoorDash and things.
Yeah, well, I just mean groceries at your house.
They're not.
They don't get paid much.
They're not getting paid nearly enough.
No, you got to tip on those.
Yes,
tip well.
but the takeout,
do?
we'll never know.
You got to tip 20% on your groceries? You know you're getting upcharged by Instacart.
No, I do. I do 20%. Ooh.
Yeah, but you'll tip no matter what.
Yeah, I really will, and it's not me
You're
being
a generous man.
No, it's not me being noble. It's me getting taken advantage of.
If it was him being noble, he would let us know.
Right. Oh yeah, I'll walk up on my high horse.
I'm the noblest,
most honorable,
Tipper.
humblest tipper.
All right. Second question. Dan for Patreon. You get $10,000 if you let the other two guys design an average size tattoo of their choosing for you. You can choose the location, but once you accept the offer, you're completely at their mercy for the design.
Oh man.
What's average size? Is that like 4x4?
Average size, I would say, is like your hand.
Oh, Mike, that's a little too big. That looks like a grapefruit. I'm looking for an orange tattoo here.
No, Jason's right. Hand size-ish.
Size.
So I can go like
fingers
upper thigh.
Yep.
Tucked away.
Yep. Yes,
but
you can.
Permanent.
For $10,000.
Not enough.
Oh
man.
Oh, bro. Oh, man.
You don't care.
I'm $10,000 richer, my friends.
No matter what we design for you.
Not only am I $10,000 richer, I know you guys, and I know Jason. I know that Jason will pull away. Andy, I feel like Andy will try and he'll get me with something. He'll get me with.
You don't think Jason? Oh, you think Jason will chicken out?
I think
he won't permanently.
No, yeah, like if it's Andy. My Little Pony is right on my thigh here, celebrating something. But Jason, I think, would at least like.
I'd have a big "I love small talk" tattoo right on your.
I have never.
And I hate Tesla.
I don't think I've ever been more insulted by a compliment in my life here because
you'd ravage him.
He would not.
I would.
He would not.
100%.
Big talk.
Oh my goodness!
Talk.
If I'm giving $10,000 or you're getting $10,000 for me to decide, I will make it the worst tattoo I could possibly make it.
I don't believe you.
That's crazy. I'm shocked. You don't know me, Mike.
I mean, historically speaking, I'm the one that fails to deliver the knockout punch, and Jason is willing to go to the nth degree.
I love a good prank ski and a permanent prank. Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's why.
I mean,
10,000. Have you ever done a permanent prank?
I have not yet performed a permanent prank.
So is $10,000 enough for a permanent? I mean, Mike, you have tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So you guys would be your first tattoo.
It would be 100% of our tattoos, whereas for you, it would be like a small percentage of
That's
your tattoos.
Right.
So you have to have double the size.
I would definitely do this. I would definitely do it because I get to pick the spot.
Right.
It's first of all, it's going on my butt cheek because I don't have any tattoos, and
on the butt cheek.
If this is going to be my only one, well, you'll never see it.
I'm imagining that one doesn't hurt as bad either, right?
I'm guessing that it's going to hurt a lot. Number
you guessing,
one,
or do you know, Mike?
I don't know. I do not have a butt cheek tattoo yet. You are correct. Number one, it's going to hurt when you get it. Number two,
that's true.
It's going to hurt.
You hate needles.
It's going to hurt while you're recovering it. Well, it's not really. It's not a needle thing. It's far different than getting a shot. It's more of a burn, but
it does involve a needle.
Yes,
which Jason doesn't love.
I'm not afraid of needles in general.
You're gonna have to sit on your tattoo right afterwards.
Yes, you're gonna have to sit on it. And number three, you have to sit and get that tattoo. You're gonna be there a couple hours, just butt cheeks in the wind, while some stranger is scraping away at it.
I'd also like to add the qualification that at least once a year you have to get a head-to-toe physical from your doctor. Well, at least the doctor will see the tattoo. Because this is going to be shown to somebody other than your
pork chops, huh?
I'm in. What about you, Andy? Would you do it?
Not for $10,000.
All right, so Mike and I are in.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm in. I'm in. Al Borland, are you in on that?
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
We're
Tattoo club.
Good, lucky. Rich tattoo club. John from Patreon, what is the statute of limitations? Nice try there, Al. What is the statute of limitations?
He was referencing one of our old shows.
Yeah.
It's in quotes. It goes. It plays.
What's the statute of limitations for keeping the headstone for a deceased pet rodent in your yard? Ooh. So let's say your kid, they lost their hamster, and you decided to have a ceremony and put a pet headstone out there, and you had a moment. But, look, you can't have a pet headstone in your yard forever.
I'm going to be honest. I think the rodent thing here makes a pretty big deal. I mean, if you're talking about how long, what's the statute of limitations for your dog?
For a real animal.
For a real animal, exactly. That's a lot longer than for this rodent.
Sorry, rat people.
I mean, I think you get a solid 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Is it a longer or shorter time than how long you're supposed to keep the birthday card from the spouse? When
Wait,
you get
hold on. How long do you keep a birthday card from your spouse, Andy?
I don't know. I don't know the answer, but long enough to you don't get a card from your family and then instantly throw it in the trash, do you?
No. Oh no, Jason. Jason.
Yes, Mike. I definitely throw those away immediately.
Immediately.
They are of absolutely
And Mike, wait, were you going the other way where you keep them forever?
Yeah, I probably have them somewhere.
Oh man.
Somewhere.
I feel like you have to hold on to them long enough to where the other person has seen you hold on to them a few times. For a few days. Once they see that you've had it for a little while, they're like, cool, you hang on to that. And then you can hide it at the bottom of the trash.
I feel like if I were to be opening these gifts at my birthday party and I unwrap this envelope and I read it and I say, oh, thank you, that's very sweet. I could easily turn to my left and then put it right in the garbage.
No. There's
a note in
What
there.
Anniversary did you just celebrate?
15 years.
15 years. You've got one of those. We're talking heavy cardstock. There's some reflective surfaces. Your wife has written you a heartfelt note on the inside, and it says, oh, these last 15 years, you've just been such a wonderful husband.
So a special occasion, not regular just birthday card. That's different. If it was a 15-year anniversary with a message, I'm not throwing that away until after the wife has left the room because I don't want her to feel bad I don't want her to see it. And I'll put it under a paper plate or something. I'm not going to chance that one. But yeah, I would hold it for longer.
You just go garbage disposal to make sure you can
yeah. Man, this thing is thick paper.
Okay, so the headstone for the deceased pet rodent, that's tough because if that thing disappears, the kid may have the waterworks.
What do you make a headstone for a rodent? What material do you use? Are you going, is this just construction paper?
It's PLA 3D printed, obviously.
I was thinking it was...
I don't even know what that means.
I was thinking it was more stone. You know what I mean?
Wait, it's probably a stone with like the name of the rodent written on it in in some paint.
Not like I'm chiseling out a nice.
Because if I chisel,
here lies Herman the hamster.
If I chisel Herman's name into a stone, I'm keeping the stone forever.
I kind of want a hamster now that I could name it Herman.
Herman?
Herman's a good name for a hamster.
It's not bad. Herman the hamster.
Yeah.
Pee-wee.
I would say 6 months. I'd give it 6 months. If my kid was attached to it, I'd give him 6 months. And then,
and then get him a real animal?
Then the storm,
like a real pet?
Yeah. The storm would blow the headstone away at that point.
That's where I was going to go with the what is the material?
Someone stole our headstone. Sorry, buckaroo.
Oh, champ. We'll get him next time. Depending on the material.
Herman, someone stole the hamster.
How long does it last out there in the environment? Like, because if it's just
forever, if it's a stone.
Yeah, but if it's cardboard,
that's the best bet. Is go something that is biodegradable.
That's probably a long time still.
Yeah,
I don't. Okay, my final answer for a headstone for a deceased pet rodent. I'm gonna go a week.
Okay.
A week at the most. Because if it's a rodent, what's the over/under on how long it takes you to replace?
What if it's a rat? What if it's a rabbit?
Is that a rodent?
A rat's
no, I know it's not a rodent. That's what I'm upgrading. Is a rabbit a rodent? No, it's not.
Well, I didn't know that antlers fall off.
Wait, but is it a rodent?
No.
It's not?
If it is, then I am in the antler situation Jason was in, where my mind is blown.
I need a definition on rodents.
Look, if it was a rodent, it would be the king of all rodents. We'd be talking about rabbits as like the master rodent.
I believe it is a rodent here.
Oh, yeah.
What family? No, maybe not.
Oh, no. Jason, I already gloated.
It says the rodentia does not include rabbits. They differ from rodents.
Why?
They're just simply the ears, baby.
They just are. The ears?
Rabbits, hares, and a few other species make up the Legomorpha.
Oh, yeah. Legomorpha.
Like a Power Ranger. Anyways, we're moving on. Let's sneak this in before the draft.
All right.
Ron just wants to know a simple question. When people sing happy birthday to you, what are you supposed to do?
Oh, man.
It is.
I imagine Mike hates that more than anything.
It is the worst, and that traveled down to my children. Like, without me doing anything, just DNA. My middle son does not like the attention. And we got a video of him at school. This is before a couple years ago.
Phoenix, huh?
Yeah. Of getting sang to by the class, and you can see in his face that he is like,
stop.
He is about to cry because this is no good, and I do not blame him. That this is such a strange tradition that we have carried on of singing this song while someone just sits there with a stupid smile on their face, like, cool, thanks everybody for singing me this song.
I don't want to overanalyze it because you're 100% right. It's the weirdest thing on earth, but I just look. It feels weird. And then what if they throw in the "We all love you" and they keep going? The second verse, same as
what is Plenty More on Channel 4?
Yeah,
and then they go through all the rhymes.
For he's a jolly good fellow.
That's a whole new song.
But that's the same problem.
It's hard to have everybody staring. I used to feel really awkward.
Hip, hip.
Yeah. The most awkward part is actually
3 cheers for Andy.
We'd sit in a big circle for the birthday presents, and you open all the presents in front of people, and then you got to give what if you hate the present? You got to say you love it. If it's a weird present, you got to say you love it. You got to open it up. It's awkward.
Super awkward.
Hate opening presents. I hate opening presents, and I hate opening presents. It's one of my.
What about the birthday song?
The birthday song's fine. I'll smile and
now here's the thing that I know. I know your wife. She goes to great lengths to get you presents that she thinks you may possibly like.
Yes,
and she researches. I've gotten many tweets over the years like, "Do you think Jason would like this? Does he have this? Does he think he like this?"
I like that Jason's wife is communicating to you on Twitter.
Yeah,
did I say tweet? Sorry, text message. Al Borland even wrote me say tweet. Yeah, they're public tweets from your wife. No, she's texted me and said,
that's how we know he likes it.
Hey, do you think Jason would like this thing or that thing? And I'm like,
every year she says, no, I think I found something you're really going to like. I'm positive. And
so you have to open that gift knowing all that effort's been put in by your wife.
Yes.
All that love, all that kindness. And obviously you're going to throw the card right away. But when you open the gift part.
Yeah, that's what I hate.
Do you fake it?
Of course I fake it. I will. Oh, I don't want to disappoint my wife who's put in all that effort. I just don't care. I don't care about things. Like I don't like things. There are very few things that I actually really care about.
So right now, right here, Mike has to give you a gift. I have to give you a gift. Pick it. What do you want from us?
I want a PS5. I can't get a hold of this thing.
You just want things you can't get.
That's right. That's
okay.
right. But I also I like big, expensive things.
I'm not giving you my hair, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
You want our antlers?
I bet.
I want your tea.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we are drafting minor inconveniences, which I know
that we hate.
We hate them, and there's a long list, right, Jason? You said you have
a... We could go 30 rounds, fellas.
My biggest problem here is I have a list of like 10 things that should be drafted first overall.
Mm-hmm. I just hope every time, like, this is the weirdest draft because usually when we're in a draft, I don't want you guys to draft things on my list. You know what I mean? Like, I am against you. But my list is so important and so good because I hate these things with such emotion that I want them all drafted. I want to celebrate your guys' minor inconveniences that are awful.
I like that, Jason. This is a celebration of things that really are not that big of a deal, and yet they drive us crazy.
And to me, and I have the first pick, so I'll make that pick. But to me, it is a combination of, is this a minor inconvenience, and how frequently does it happen?
Sure.
And so what I think the worst minor inconvenience is all of the safety tamper-free packaging.
Oh yeah, the one you got to get the scissors for it.
It's the lift and peel. It's not just medicine. Medicine's one thing, right? Mm-hmm. But it's the milk. It's the orange juice. Listen.
Oh, those ones.
It doesn't matter any of them. I don't know if you remove that from the entire face of the earth. What, we got like 3 or 4 people poisoned every year? It's worth those 3 people getting poisoned for the whole world to not have to do lift and peel, because you know the lift and peel doesn't work. You've got to get a butter knife, then you've got like 3/4, and then you give up peeling it away, so you decide to pour through it.
When the lift and peel rips?
Yes. When the lift and peel rips, it makes me hate the company. If a company cheaped out on their lift and peel, I hate them. And so it happens with medicine. It happens with any type of safety packaging. And I got to imagine very few people were getting poisoned before this.
I mean, I don't care, but I imagine that it wasn't that big a deal. Mike, I was right with you, though. When he said safety packaging, I assumed it was like the risk management packaging.
Right. No, this is the tamper-free
plastic.
And you can't open those plastic containers without the strongest scissors in the world.
and you need industrial, yeah.
And then if you do, watch out, because that thing will cut you more than the scissors will.
No, that's for sure.
And you don't have to do it so much anymore, but back in the day, the CD.
Oh yeah.
You try and open. You want to listen to this thing in the car, but
chance.
But Best Buy has stickered shut every single side of the disc, and you rip it and it's all tearing and it never opens ever.
So that's my number one pick.
That's
I'm going with the lift and peel safety stuff.
I like that one a lot. Like I said, my list, so many of them at number one. And it's a minor inconvenience, and it's the yellow light. You are pulling up to the light. You're just too far away, and you know it. And you gotta stop, and you gotta hit the brakes, and for that split second, you're just so angry at that traffic light, like it's a sentient being that has plotted against you to slow down your travel.
Did I ever tell you my yellow light story when I was first learning to drive?
No,
I'll make it quick. But I was driving home from I was just learning to, you know how when you're first learning to drive, you're like just hypersensitive. Don't want to break a rule. Don't want to get pulled over. Everything's perfect. You see yellow, you're stopping.
Yep.
You're not pushing I'm driving my mom's car. I've got to be 16 years old. I'm coming back from a friend's house at like 2 in the morning. There's not a soul on the streets, right? I could have gone through the red light. just so happens my mom literally has a backseat full of puzzles. I'm not joking you. She's donating puzzles. I am driving down the street. I'm not even kidding
like
you.
Jigsaw puzzles?
Jigsaw puzzles. A backseat full of puzzles. I get to the light. The light goes yellow. I think, obviously, I drive through it. I panic. I slam the brakes like I'm stopping to go off a bridge. Puzzle pieces are flying through the whole car. The car is littered with mixed puzzle pieces.
Oh, those puzzles are useless.
And I'm sitting at a red light with not a soul in the land. Not a soul anywhere.
Oh, man, that's a good story.
So that's a real story.
I can't believe that the back of the car was full of puzzles.
Oh.
That's...
Also,
what are the odds?
Also, who has puzzles? Like... People do puzzles?
My mom does puzzles.
Your mom,
yeah, man.
Mama Holloway likes
She does
the
so many,
puzzles?
she has to donate her old ones. So
that's incredible.
that's a real story. So yellow lights.
She doesn't glue them?
She's glued them. She's glued them before.
Look,
they're hanging around the house.
My mom likes the puzzles as well.
Yeah.
But they were always glued.
Yeah, no. These were donated straight to the floor.
Here's a giant mixed bag of puzzles. All right. Am I up here?
Yeah, you're up, Jay.
All right. All this car talk, I'm gonna take another driver annoyance because I can't stand it. I mean, it's like someone is being the rudest human that they've ever been when you're coming up to an intersection and you need to turn right. And oh, good, there's no one in front of you, and someone pulls over into they get into the right lane. And don't turn right at the red light. I had my blinker on way ahead of time so you could see I need this turn. And when I sit there behind a car in the right lane, and now if it's full traffic, that's one thing. That's, both lanes are full. But I'm talking about all those times where someone pulls out into the right lane and doesn't let you turn right.
I've done it to people before, and I feel terrible.
You should.
I feel like I should have to go right.
There's been like
know what I mean?
Yes,
it doesn't matter where I'm going. Like
yes.
My rule of the road is basically if you don't get where you need to go, you don't get to drive across 4 lanes. You got to take the next exit.
Yes, I completely agree with you. And I will say this. So I think we've shared on the past. I don't know. I'm a very fast driver usually. I don't like waiting around. I'm a speedy McGee.
You wouldn't have spilled the puzzle pieces.
No, he would have gone through the light.
That's what I mean. He wouldn't have. The puzzle pieces would be in.
Actually, that's probably not true if we're talking back when I was a kid, because when you were talking about that, I have a very similar situation where I was driving down, this won't mean anything to the listeners, but Bell Road, and it was 2 a.m, nobody was there, and I come up to this yellow light, and I should definitely have gone, but I chose not to, and I slam on the brakes, and I stop dead in the middle of the intersection. I am 0 miles an hour right in the middle of the intersection. So puzzles would have only added to that.
Right in the middle. What did you do then?
I drove.
You back up or you go forward?
No, I did go forward, but that's a good question because it's like, wait a minute.
If you had backed up and stayed, that'd been funny.
All right. Okay, so I've got the whole right lane not turning right problem. I'm going to take password problems.
Oh, it's on my list. It's on my list.
They're the worst.
Okay, so there's a myriad of these, but sometimes it happens in a loop where they all hit at the same time.
You must choose a password that's not a previously used password.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember my password. I've got to reset the password. What email is this associated with? I got to find that email. Then I got to click the thing. Then I got to come in.
Two-factor authentication.
And then I've got to put in a password, and it's like, no, you can't use that. You've used that in the past. And then you're like, okay, I'll use this. No, you can't use sequential numbers. Okay, I'll use this one.
Deep breaths.
And it's like, I've got, plenty. I've got a ton of different passwords that I use for things, and when I get through them
big shimmy 1, big shimmy 2.
Exactly. Big shimmy 2 exclamation point.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's so frustrating.
All right.
I can't stand not knowing my passwords.
The moment when you finally come up with like your new password and you feel like the smartest person alive, because like, this is it. Can't wait to change all my passwords to this.
Yeah.
All right. My second minor inconvenience that I would like to draft, it is mid-video buffering.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
When you are trying to, all I want to do is enjoy this YouTube video of some shenanigans and hijinks happening, and then circle, or when you have it even worse, when you're trying to watch an actual movie, what you were streaming like on the Apple or your Xbox, and the movie just will not go, and you're like, all right, hold on, I'll go reboot the internet and do all this bull crap.
I hate videos stopping in the middle. And someone, please talk to Jack Dorsey at Twitter and tell him,
my goodness,
I don't understand every video clip that's ever been shared on Twitter. If you go full screen, it has to stop in the middle. Not like stop when you go full screen. You push play, and you cannot – we're talking a 30-second video. You can't play the whole thing.
I don't understand it because everyone I talk to – have you ever watched a video on Twitter? Well, about half of one.
You know the internet has figured out how to do video, right, Twitter?
All right, buffering is awful. Thankfully, slowly but surely being removed from the earth. I'm going to go with not finding the remote.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it gets compounded when I have 3 kids and a wife that all use the TV, and it's always it's always their fault. There's no way I would have ever put the remote in a place I couldn't find it. That is 100%. That actually goes with all things that I've ever lost. It's 100% the kid's fault. But not finding the remote, it's not like olden days when you could go flip the TV on with your, go up to it and get it on and then not deal with it. Like, you are now unable to watch TV.
We are beholden to the universal remote.
We are beholden to that. And then the second pick that I'm going to go with, so not finding the remote, I'm actually going to go with, like, sock problems.
Oh, man, I have so many sock problems on my list.
Do you really?
Yes.
So this is either like you've got the hole in the sock at the back of the, the back of the
heel,
or the bunching up socks. The sock's a little too small.
Oh, so where the sock goes into the shoe?
So it goes a little bit back into the shoe, back behind, and you're stuck with the sock. Once you make a sock commitment in the morning, it's a day commitment. You don't get to rotate to a new sock, and you're committed to the bad sock. And then you darn well better remember to throw that sock away at the nighttime, not put it in the laundry or doing it again next week.
I have had many a moments with when you're wearing like a pair of Vans, and look, I'm a cool guy. I can't have.
I've been thinking that lately.
I can't have my sock. That I'm a cool guy.
Yeah, you're a cool guy.
I can't have my socks showing. But you either go barefoot in the shoe, which I've been known to do that from time to time, or you have the really, really tiny no-show sock, except the problem with that is that we still have not scientifically figured out how to make the perfect no-show sock. They try and put the little glue strips on the back so it stays on your heel, but every once in a while, you get a sock that is just stretched a little bit too much, and then the entire day, that thing is just slipping off your heel, and you want to take it off, and you just want to rip it into 2 pieces.
Yeah, I wear flip-flops almost exclusively
because
so that I avoid sock problems. So this is a solution.
It's sock related?
No.
Oh
no!
I thought it was temperature related.
It's more shoes and socks related. Like, I don't want to put them on. That's
I love it.
So you should be minor inconvenience putting on socks.
Oh, putting on socks and shoes is this is. I thought we were only dealing
no
with
deal.
I thought we were dealing with minor inconveniences. That would be for a different show, Mike. That would be catastrophes.
All right,
here, back up.
Let's see. This is my third pick. All right, I am going to take with my third pick minor inconvenience that we have all experienced. I will go with the overall the main event, but it applies to all of them. But I will talk about USB plugs, USB plugs, and really just like an HDMI plugs. And how is it possible that no matter the configuration that I have turned the USB plug, they're all wrong. Yeah. They are all wrong, and it won't go. You've got your hand wrenched behind the television. You can barely see. You're peeking in like a dinosaur at Jurassic Park peeking through the crack of the door, and you cannot get the freaking plug in because no matter what, it doesn't line up.
The first 3 180 turns of that plug are always wrong.
Yes.
It doesn't matter which way you're putting it.
You have to turn it 8 times.
You've got I mean, I've done it on 4 turns, but that's bare minimum. I hate the fact that, like, prior to this, way prior to USB plugs, they did have, like, bi-directional, round plugs that worked on things, and it would go in at any direction.
Impossible.
Well, they had those, but then they would have the round one that had the little notch.
Yeah.
Where is the little notch? You'll never know because you can't look at it while
Why
you're
are you
plugging
doing
it in.
this? Just make it work both ways. And thankfully, modern plugs are starting to do that.
Thanks to you. You've written a lot of letters.
We're working on it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. My next pick, there are so many things that I like to hate. But bumps inside of your cheek that you keep biting on.
Oh, that's funny. That's a funny one.
When you get one, it's no matter how hard you're trying to not bite on that cheek, or it's just like, oh no, I did it again. And then when you do it,
you're setting yourself up. It's resetting the clock for 3 more days.
Exactly.
Every time it's reset. You got a 3-day wait. If you can go 3 days without biting it, you're done with it.
Yeah, but you do it once,
and then that last day,
the problem sticks with you. Oh, I can't stand those. All right,
it's an excellent pick.
So many things here. This is my last pick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness. All right. This one is a Jason Moore exclusive. I'm sure that there are some people out there that hate this, but this isn't one you're going to find, I don't think, on a lot of lists. This is something that I loathe. I hate so much. I freak out. Listen, I'm a grown-up, kind of, most of my time.
Sure.
I'm a
Some will
grown-up.
say.
Relatively.
I
kind of little
handle anxiety pretty well. I'm not an anxious person.
Sure.
I stress out like a 14-year-old being told they have to do taxes when it comes to ordering in the Starbucks line. I can't stand it. And if it's a drive-through, kill me now. Because there's 3 other people in that car that are trying to get me orders, and I don't want to order any of this. I don't.
Is this specific to Starbucks?
Oh yes, a venti. What?
You don't speak the language.
I don't speak the language. I don't know the stuff, but everyone in the car does, and they know what they want. And I can't stand. I freak out. We have literally driven up to a Starbucks before, where I will get out. And my wife will get out, and we will do.
And you'll collect the whole order so you can get back in.
No. I will. We will switch seats. And she's driving through this drive-through.
Wow.
Because I freak out at Starbucks.
You tag
orders.
out. You tag out of driving.
I will say that having the pressure, and not just Starbucks, like ordering for a carload of people who aren't positive what they want, makes you want to not have them as family anymore.
100%. I almost left my kids at a drive-through once. It's like you lost. You couldn't tell me what you want. Out, get out.
I saw a funny little TikTok trend where, if you're with your girlfriend or your significant other, you're supposed to try to go through the drive-through and you only order for yourself, and then you just pull forward and you just act like you never heard them the whole time. It was pretty funny.
That's funny.
All right, you're up, Mike.
All right, and this one, it's specific to me because I doubt anyone has thought about, or you guys aren't thinking about this, but you will completely agree with me. It's a bit of a combo. So for draft, I'll just take the one. But when you have to poop right after you took a shower,
really,
/ having to poop when you're in the pool, because. It's for 2 different reasons.
He just said I'll take one, and then he took both.
No, I'm saying for the draft you can just put one in there,
gotcha.
but I want it known on the record that you have 2.
So to explain what makes each one bad.
It's 2 different problems. Yeah. So having to poop right after a shower, that speaks for itself. I mean, number one, you were clean. Your entire body was clean head to toe just 30 seconds ago, and now you have gone and soiled it. But the thing that ties these together for me, and it's very inconvenient, when you go to poop and you are just soaking wet and you are sitting there and you got your wet trunks down on the feet and something about being soaking wet while you poop makes the experience.
Have fun wiping with a wet butt.
It makes the experience just infinitely worse. Infinitely worse.
Okay, I did not see that coming.
I did not either. I thought he was going to go with...
I do admit I like to be dry when pooping versus wet.
For sure. I thought he was going to go with having to poop and the door's locked. You know what I mean? Like you're at a public place and you go and you really need to use the restroom and it's like, oh, no.
That would be
That's catastrophe
That would be,
well.
the restroom where the door doesn't lock. So you've got, you know what I mean? Have you ever been in the bathroom where none of the doors lock when you got to go? You're like, I can keep a foot up to hold this thing closed. All right. Do I got to finish this up? Hey, Al, you said you had one. Have we selected it?
Nope.
We have not. Well, I'm probably not going to select it, but I'm going to go with something that just probably shows my age, probably shows just how dumb I am.
Really chaps his hide.
Really chaps my hide. I can't stand Bluetooth connection problems. I can't stand having to go through the extra step of going into my settings every time I want to use a pair of headphones. Every time I want to connect to something. I literally am at the point now where I just tell my 11-year-old, make it work. I mean, I've gotten there already.
Wow.
Where it's just make it work because I'm out on the effort.
The student has become the teacher?
And I just sometimes I want to watch, my wife's still sleeping. I want to check something on my phone. So I plug the headphones in, then I connect. Then they disconnect and the sound blasts her awake. And can we not get something why Bluetooth? Can we upgrade this?
Yeah, where's Green Tooth?
That's what I've been saying.
I'd go straight to gold.
All right.
Oh, nice.
You know that's going to be better.
Yeah.
It's gold.
Yeah.
Gold
Can I buy
standard.
that? All right, Al, you said you had one that really chapped your hide. What was it?
Yeah, it might be recency bias, but Face ID with a mask on is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, totally.
That is a real something I doubt Apple saw coming.
Yeah.
That is tremendous.
We've got this amazing technology.
The only other one where I really wanted to draft it was the full hands closed door. So you got the groceries all loaded up. You get to the door, and this is why you need lever door handles. Ladies and gentlemen, if your garage door is a round knob, you need to upgrade your life because the lever doorknob has saved me so many times.
That's a good call. I had a couple little other ones. Food in your teeth. I can't stand food in my teeth.
Certainly.
Yeah, the popcorn.
Yeah. And then I also was thinking changing the toilet paper roll on one of the toilet paper things that are really hard to get.
You can't get it out.
Get the thing out of there. That's annoying.
On my list, I've got walking into a room and forgetting why the heck you were going there.
Yes,
I came here for a purpose, but I can't remember.
The problem with that as an inconvenience is you'll never know.
Right.
You never know what you were there for.
CAPTCHAs, especially the ones where it's click all the things in the pictures. I'm like,
click all the traffic lights.
I thought I did. I got this wrong. I feel like I know.
I promise I'm not a robot.
Not being able to find your keys when it's time to leave, and of course spam calls. Solicitors calling me. Get out of my life.
All right, that'll do it.
What did we learn today?
I mean, Jason's is obvious here.
I learned that antlers grow every year and fall off and are shed. That's my.
How are you dealing with that?
I do not believe it.
He's still going to do some research?
There's going to be some deep dive after this show.
Okay. I learned that Jason will get a tattoo on his butt cheek.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting. I learned that Jason fakes it.
Yeah. Yep. Doesn't like gifts. It's nice for his birthday. We're going to be able to handle that real easy.
I'm going to
have
get
our
you
gratitude.
nothing. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you next week. Stay safe. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.